Hello, friends. This is Professor Googlaw. On my channel, you mostly watch videos about the beautiful world around us. But today, it's a little different. What is it about? Keep watching to find out. Birds. Birds are usually harmless, cute little creatures, but when they gather in a huge flock, they can scare anyone. This massive gathering of birds was observed in Austin, Texas. The situation got so out of control that the flying creatures blocked an entire lane of traffic in the city. The birds gathered because they were scared. In this case, it was the cars passing by on the highway that frightened them. Normally, birds stay away from the ground. But this time, as soon as the cars drove past, the birds immediately ended up on the road. Then the frightened creatures start flying in groups, and within a few minutes, thousands of birds fill the entire street and the sky above it. One lucky person who captured this strange natural phenomenon on camera said it all happened literally within a few seconds. As you can imagine, this made him leave the lane and forced the cars to come to a sudden stop on the road. The bird apocalypse is actually a common natural occurrence. It may seem amusing, but it is actually very dangerous considering that birds can hinder drivers during movement and lead to major accidents. Ground rupture. If the ground rupture in Ice Age frightened you, get ready for these shocks. This giant crack you see on the screen is not from a movie. It's a real fissure on the ground, about 15 meters deep and 20 meters wide, cutting through the western part of Nairobi, Kenya. The scariest part is that the crack formed almost overnight, and needless to say, people living around it were very frightened. The cause of this apocalyptic incident is the movement of tectonic plates. These segments of the Earth's crust shift about a centimeter every year, and it is believed that Africa will split into two parts in the next 50 million years. Many scientists, such as geologist Wendy Bowen, believe that Africa is slowly splitting into two parts, but this massive and obvious crack appeared in an instant. The scientist considers it a regular fissure. An example of such a crack would be a fissure that can be seen in Arizona after heavy rainfall, for instance. In any case, it is frightening to realize that the Earth is splitting apart. Bloody rain. Bloody rain is one of the main features of horror movies, and it looks great on the screen, but when it becomes a reality, it scares many people. That's exactly what happened in the United Kingdom. But don't worry, it's not real blood. It's sand carried by clouds from the desert, which gave the rain a red color. Usually, this phenomenon occurs due to sandstorms in the Sahara Desert, which is located 3,200 kilometers away from the UK. Sand particles from the desert are carried by the wind and end up in homes and on garden furniture. Bloody rain happens quite often in the UK, approximately several times a year. It pours intermittently for several weeks. Besides the inconvenience during movement, it causes problems because it stains everything heavily. The color of the sand is quite stubborn. Ice caves. Ice caves are often seen in cartoons and movies, and they are familiar to us. But in reality, they are full of mysteries. The process of creating this natural phenomenon is truly mesmerizing. They require a vast amount of perennial ice and temperatures below freezing. A constant source of water is also necessary. Ice caves have become popular tourist destinations and are included in the list of common winter attractions. The beauty and temporary nature of the caves make the visit even more amazing, but there are a few facts to consider to ensure your visit goes perfectly. The right temperature is necessary because there can be a lot of unfrozen water in the caves. To have a solid and stable ice surface, it is crucial for the weather to be cold. Ice caves are incredibly beautiful and provide unmatched experiences if you visit them at the right temperature. Dragon's blood tree. This tree must be the strangest thing on our list. It's called the dragon's blood tree. It is the closest visible evidence that trees are living organisms. Why? You will find out now. If you cut one of these peculiar trees, you will immediately notice something very similar to blood oozing from the bark, as if you have cut an animal. Don't panic, it's not real blood, it's red resin that oozes from the tree. These trees grow exclusively on Socotra Island, Yemen. Here, remnants of the prehistoric dragon's blood tree forest have been preserved on granite mountains and limestone plateaus. These trees have played a significant role in Yemen's economy for centuries. The popularity of these trees lies in their red resin, which possesses numerous medicinal properties. In ancient times, it was called dragon's blood and was used as a red dye, giving Stradivarius violins their intense red color. The locals used the berries of this tree to treat their livestock. A small amount of berries made cows and goats healthy, but consuming a large quantity could cause problems. Due to climate change, Socotra is drying up, and these trees require regular rainfall for normal growth. But now, with reduced precipitation, the trees are suffering. Marble Cave. Marble is beautiful, and it looks great in our homes, but now imagine a house entirely made of marble. Well, not exactly a house, but a cave. You can find it, and it's the most stunning cave on Earth. This magnificent cave is called the Marble Cathedral, created over 6,000 years by the crashing waves of Lake General Carrera in Patagonia, southern Chile. The cave is actually part of a massive peninsula of solid marble surrounded by the glacial waters of Lake General Carrera, which spans the border between Chile and Argentina. If you want to visit it, you'll have to embark on a long journey to reach this marvelous marble castle. First, you'll have to take a flight to the city of Santiago, the capital of Chile, and then comes the challenging part, getting inside the cave. The intricate patterns we see on the cave walls are actually carved by the azure waters of the lake, which fluctuates in level depending on the weather and season. The water level and the beauty of the cave reach their peak in summer when the entire cave is bathed in a magnificent dark blue hue, making it look like paradise. The water level rises due to the melting glaciers nearby. Atacama Desert. When we think of a desert, we imagine dry sand and scorching heat, but that's not the case for the Atacama Desert in Chile. This desert is a testament to the fact that even when everything in nature seems dry, flowers can still bloom. The Atacama Desert is known as one of the driest deserts on the planet. The climate here is so arid that scientists have studied it to understand the possibility of life on Mars, where similar conditions exist. However, everything changed when an unexpectedly heavy rainfall poured over the entire region, creating a truly captivating and peculiar natural phenomenon. After the rain, thousands of colorful flowers bloomed in this dry desert. This astonishing event is known as the flowering desert, and it occurs once every 7 years. The blooming period usually lasts until November. That was the case until 2015 when the region experienced 12 years' worth of rainfall in just 12 hours. As you can imagine, it didn't end well. The storm caused significant damage to the entire region. Pondo tree. What is the largest organism in the world? The first thing that probably comes to mind is an extinct dinosaur or at least some gigantic animal. Well, you're not quite right. In fact, it's the Pondo tree, a clonal colony of quaking aspen trees located in the state of Utah. It consists of thousands of trees. The question is, if these are trees, how can they be the largest organism in the world? It all comes down to the collective root system, weighing over 6,500 tons. This root system connects 40,000 aspen trees that are believed to have grown from a single seed at the end of the last glacial period. This place is truly awe-inspiring and looks absolutely magnificent in autumn when all 43 hectares of green land transform into a golden beacon of light. Friends, don't hesitate to write comments under the video about what else you would like to learn. I will definitely fulfill your wish. Bye for now.